Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Vicky and this is Spencer, and this is our weaning journey and hints and tips video. So a little bit about myself. I'm a mum of 2 boys. I have one boy that is 6 years old and this little monkey that is almost 7 months old, aren't you? And we have been weaning Spencer since he was almost 6 months. So we've been weaning him for about the last 5 or 6 weeks. Now, if you are new to my channel, then welcome, nice to have you. My channel is everything motherhood. Will you be quiet while mummy's trying to talk? Motherhood, fitness, fashion and lifestyle. So if you like what you see, please stick around. So before I decided to do this video, I thought I would cram everything into one video. But when I planned the video out, I decided that actually it was too much to get into one. So I thought I would just share with you our story of what we've been doing and hints and tips and advice for any new mums out there, or if you're like myself and it was such a long time ago you forgot what to do, then please continue to watch. So we are doing a bit of baby-led weaning and also pureed. If you follow me over on Instagram, you will know that because I constantly post pictures and videos of little Spencer eating his dinner. So we are doing a mixture of both. I kind of didn't plan that, but I am so glad I did. So with my first son, I just did purees because I was really scared, didn't like the choking aspect. I'm sure that there's so many mums that can relate to that. But this time around, I thought I would do a bit of both, and also because we didn't have any food left in the house, I kind of had to. Once we'd started weaning, that was it. He was interested in food, so I had to continue that. And it's been amazing. So I think there is no right or wrong way to wean your baby. It worked for my first son to be purely pureed, but I will say that baby-led is absolutely fantastic for family life. So Spencer is now at the point where he just has what we have for dinner and I just serve it on his plate, and it is so useful. And I can see that when we are allowed out, that it will be really nice to sit in a restaurant and be able to feed him. So this is a new thing that he started doing. And I think he's seen the snacks that I've got on the table, so I'm just going to give him a snack. So seeing as he's about to have a snack, I may as well talk to you about the snacks that we have been giving him. We've just had a food delivery, so I absolutely love these Ella's Kitchen Melty Puffs. So we've got the tomato and leek, and then also the carrot and parsnip, which he prefers. He prefers the carrot and parsnip. And he absolutely loves them. He sits there and eats them, and I don't panic, I don't worry. He's crying now because he wants one. So now Spencer is happy eating his strawberry. I'll continue to go through this video as best I can. So one of the signs that your baby is ready for food is, the major one is checking out your food, trying to grab your own food. So that is the biggest one for me, is when they are starting to look at your food, follow the spoon and follow your fork when you put it to your mouth. Spencer was definitely doing this. The second, the experts say, is when the baby can hold their head up and sit up independently. But I'm going to go against the grain here because Spencer could not sit up independently. He still can't, and he definitely couldn't hold his head up, but he was ready for food. So sometimes that's true, sometimes that's not. I know that's a guide, but from my personal experience, that wasn't true where Spencer was concerned. And the third thing that the experts also say is if the baby starts waking in the night for an extra feed when they haven't been doing that. But again, Spencer didn't really do that. It was just checking out the food. So my first tip where weaning is concerned is going to be try doing some first tastes. So we started doing this about a week before Spencer was 6 months. And I used Ella's Kitchen pouches, just got a selection of fruits and vegetables, and tried him with first taste. I would give him 1 to 2 spoonfuls of puree just to see what he would like, and then I would write down what his favourites were. And whatever his favourite was, I would then go and make, and I froze a load of food, so I was a little bit prepared for this isolation. But it's a really good way of finding out what your baby likes. I then decided when he was 6 months to start him on baby-led, and the first thing I tried him with was some toast. I thought it was easy to give him in the morning. Now I'm going to be honest, the first time that Spencer tried kind of solid foods in a sense of finger foods, he gagged like you wouldn't believe. And remember, gagging is completely normal. Gagging doesn't scare me anymore, but it did the first time round, so I totally understand that. Gagging is one of those things that freaks you out as a parent and you rush to your baby and you want to stop them choking, but gagging is not choking. So tip number 2 would be, do not be scared. Do not be scared of them gagging. It's a really, really good sign they've got a good gag reflex. And what it's doing is they are stopping from choking. They're stopping themselves from choking. So as I said, when we first started giving him finger foods, he would gag on everything. So I just had to keep trying. Tip number 3 would be persevere. Just keep persevering. Your baby is going to gag. Your baby is not gonna like the feel of food in its mouth when it's been used to having liquid for the first 6 months of its life. So just keep persevering. Don't think that your baby doesn't like the food that he's eating, he or she is eating, because they're gagging. They're just not used to it. They are designed to have a good gag reflex. So it is, as I said before, it's to stop them choking. So just keep persevering. I remember when we first started, my husband said, he's not ready, he's not ready. But he loved it, and it was just certain foods he didn't like so much. And the more we continued to do it, the more he came into a routine and is now on 3 solid meals a day. I give Spencer pretty much everything. There is a list of foods that you can't give them, such as honey and nuts, things like that, but there is a list. If you go online, you'll be able to find that list. But apart from that, I pretty much give him anything. He's happy to eat anything, and I love it because I feel like he won't be fussy, or hopefully won't be fussy as he gets older. And we really love the fact that now he has dinner with us. We have a family meal around 5:30 every day, and Spencer just has what we are having. On the puree side of things, the reason I do purees as well is baby-led weaning is extremely messy, and I feel like sometimes I'm just not in the mood to have that mess, or we haven't got enough time to be doing that, although there's lots of time at the moment. And I want him to like some pureed foods, because when we are allowed to go out and about again, it will be very easy to carry around a pouch on me. And if we happen to be on a long car journey or somewhere where I can't get any food for him, it would be really, really useful to have that in my bag that I can just feed him anytime. Sometimes I just like to know that he's getting enough food. The thing with baby-led weaning is they sometimes don't get enough because they throw half of it on the floor unintentionally, trying to get it into their mouth. So I like having purees as well, although we are at the stage of kind of getting to the stage where we're going to start mashing instead of pureeing, because he gets on so well with baby-led. We don't really need to make it a puree anymore. When we did start on purees, I was using the Ella's Kitchen pouches, and then when we ran out, I was pretty much using any veg that I had in the fridge. I used the Annabelle Carmel website just for quantities of what to put into baby foods, but to be honest with you, just go with what you're doing. Never put salt in the water when you are cooking your baby food. So if you are doing things like butternut squash, carrots, pears, anything like that, just boil it up and then blend it. If you want to make it a looser puree, use some cold boiled water or some boiling water, and obviously let it cool off to loosen the puree. Somebody also asked me how I was reheating my purees if it had meat in it. So I don't really heat the food as much, because I like my boys to be used to having kind of not hot food, like lukewarm food. And the reason for that is, when you're out and about, you do not need to have a fussy baby that will only eat hot food. Some food establishments don't have an area where you can heat your baby food up. Some parks don't have it. So I definitely didn't want him to become pampered in a sense of having hot food all the time and not being used to having some cooled food. So to reheat meat, somebody asked me that the other day. I would just blend up the food that I was blending up, and if that had meat in it, I'd just put a little bit of cold boiled water in there, so it was kind of lukewarm, so it would heat the food up and also loosen the puree off. Another tip would be to not worry about the food that you are giving your baby, and what I mean by that is, at the moment we're probably all struggling to get out to the shops to buy all these ingredients to make these wonderful baby recipes you've probably seen all over Instagram, which are absolutely fabulous, but at the moment it's very, very difficult to do that. So we have definitely been more resourceful and just using what we've got. So Don't panic if you haven't got the parsnip for your pear and parsnip puree. Just use anything you've got. You can mix pear with anything. I did some pear and butternut squash the other day, pear, butternut squash and sweet corn and carrot. And then today we did blend up our lamb casserole from last night, which was made with low salt chicken stock, so there wasn't any added salt in there, and that had lamb, carrots and onions in it. And then I added some mashed potato, spinach and a little bit of cooled boiled water, and that just heated it up. Tips on the foods that you will be giving your baby when doing baby led. We've just been giving Spencer lots of vegetables, fruit, anything really, and also little bits of meat, potatoes, bread, rice, pasta. He absolutely loves pasta. Anything he can pick up, but obviously be sensible about how you give it to them. I do find the bigger the piece of veg, the easier it is for him to pick up. So a floret of broccoli, he really loves picking up and eating. Also carrots and sticks. I find that the little discs of carrot are not very good. I find that they get stuck in the roof of his mouth, and he does tend to kind of gag quite a lot on those, and that's one of the foods I don't really like giving him. So definitely sticks of carrot, sticks of cucumber, sticks of parsnip, pear, anything like that really. He absolutely loves oranges as well, so popping down little orange segments, loves sucking the juice out of them. But obviously, as I said earlier, just be sensible about how you're giving your baby those foods. I will be following this video up with a meal ideas. I didn't want to cram it into one video. Another tip is to introduce water. So this is something I did with my first son and something I do with Spencer. Now with my first son, he did suffer from constipation, so I did introduce cooled boiled water a lot earlier with Spencer, and it's worked wonders. So every mealtime I will give him cooled boiled water. We've started off giving it to him in a bottle, but now I've just ordered a sippy cup, which I'm really excited to use, and I'm going to try and use it later on today. So I may get some footage of that, but we'll see how he gets on with that. You can introduce any sippy cup from 6 months, and there's lots out there that you can buy. We just got this one from Asda, and I'm really excited to try it. As I've mentioned a couple of times in this video, I am going to be following this on with Spencer's routine and also what he eats in a day, but I will just run through with you quickly what he does briefly, just so you can get a good idea. He started off having a meal at 5 p.m. every day, so that kind of stuck, and then we slowly introduced breakfast, and then we introduced lunch, and he just eats breakfast and lunch at the same time we do. So breakfast is usually an hour after he wakes up. So if he wakes up at 6, it'll be 7. If it's 7, it'll be 8. And that will be porridge and a little bit of toast. And then lunchtime is usually around 12, 1, whatever time we're eating it. And then tea will be 5 o'clock. So he has got into a little routine where he actually has some pureed food around 4 p.m, a snack and some pureed food. And then at tea time, when we're eating tea, he'll sit down with us and he will eat whatever we're eating. Sometimes he just plays with it. Sometimes it's just a little bit of fun to sit with us. But it's really nice to be able to get into the routine of having a family meal together. It's something that he'll get used to, and hopefully will do us well as we move on through his stages of weaning. So that is the end of my weaning tips and hints video and our journey. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more where it came from, as I mentioned earlier in my video, I will be continuing this on with a series of weaning videos with lots and lots of meal ideas and also routines. So please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I shall see you all very soon.